Welcome to day 9 of the Vadam India Advent Tea Calendar. Today we have, it's in there good. Oh my gosh, there we go. We have apple cinnamon herbal tea tisane. Which means we will be getting into the nomenclature of herbal teas and tisanes. Wonderful. When you're dealing with tisanes, you'll notice there's no tea leaves in there. So that's part of the nomenclature with herbal teas and tisanes. The tisane has no actual tea in it. There's nothing from the Camellia chinensis plant. So it's other things that you're steeping in hot water, or boiling water in this case. So we have kind of, I can see these little green bits are cardamom. There's a ton of just cinnamon throughout it, probably cassia cinnamon. And I think the lumps are like maybe dehydrated apple or something. My suspicion is that they're mostly just going to buy me off with cinnamon when I brew this up, which is a good way to buy me off. So when we say herbal tea, it's kind of a misnomer in that there is no tea in it. There's nothing from the Camellia chinensis plant, the true tea plant. So the term you'll hear more often amongst sort of tea people is either a tisane, T-I-S-A-N-E. Sometimes you'll hear a infusion or decoction, a fruit infusion or fruit decoction, or a bark infusion or a bark decoction. But tisane is generally the preferred term I hear the most. And so it means, since there's no tea, it means there's probably no caffeine, unless one of the other ingredients has caffeine, which is pretty rare. There aren't a lot of plants that make enough free water-soluble caffeine for us to really benefit from, or, the benefits of caffeine. So yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about when we're talking about tisane. And so because it's whatever it's made out of, be it fruit or bark or seeds or leaves or whatever, the brewing rules that go with tea are out the window. And so usually it's a full long brew for most tisanes, unless they have something like chamomile that gets bitter pretty quickly when you overcook it. So the rule of thumb is to read the directions, which I know, right? That's the worst rule of thumb you've ever heard. So with this one, like I said, looking at it, seeing cinnamon, what looked like dried bits of apple, a little tiny bit of cardamom. I figured, and the directions were 3 to 5 minutes at a full boil. I went with the full 5 minutes, figuring I'd get a stronger flavor, stronger infusion out of it that way. Really nice cinnamon, just a little hint of appleiness, more like a floral appleiness. I would say what apple blossoms smell like, but I'll be honest, I've never smelled an apple blossom. I doubt they have much smell. Flowers with a strong aroma are usually pollinated by insects, quite often at night. Oh, my mouth is cinders. Yeah, lovely cinnamon. It has a little bit of the kind of almost like a real green apple, not the fake green apple flavor. It's surprisingly subtle. Beautiful kind of rosy color to it. Very nice herbal infusion. And I've got some very nice little assortment of cookies to eat while I'm waiting for my refried beans to finish cooking, and then I get to refry them and mash them up. I'm pretty excited about that, but man, I'm starving. I can't wait that long. So anyway, that's how a tisane works, and the answer is they work however they work. Read the directions. You want to be careful with them, and when it comes to knowing a little bit about their chemistry can really help, because if it's got citrus in it, you probably can't add any dairy product. It'll curdle most of the time, and I mean, you can do it, but yuck. You want to be careful not to use not to boil it in like aluminum, because some tisanes have things in them that can interact with aluminum as a metal, but I don't think that's too common around our parts. There's just all these little things that come with whatever is in them. So read the directions, think about what's in them, and kind of do your best. Personally, I rarely choose the tisane. I almost always want a tea, right? If I'm gonna go in for something that I gotta take the time to go through and prep, I want that caffeine. I want that lovely, leafy deliciousness that is tea. So, you know, I'm not a big tisane guy. This is a nice one, and I'll definitely finish the leftovers later. But anyway, have a nice night, everybody. Have a good weekend, and bye. Quick addendum. I forgot to give it a score. And since it's not a tea, it's a tisane, I shouldn't use the same system of comparison. Totally wouldn't be fair. So I'm going to say that this has a B minus. A B minus. A very respectable grade that no one's ever been happy with. Have a good one.